My name is Jack Bosch. I'm the co-founder of My Open Path. I'm also obviously a contributor to My Open Path. I've been flipping houses and buying houses, rehabbing houses, flipping houses since 2009. I've been in real estate since 2002. I've flipped over 3,000, about almost 3,600 pieces of real estate, amongst them many pieces of land, many houses, some commercial properties, and all kinds of different stuff. Anything basically that you can flip, most of it has gone through my hands. But I'm particularly well known for my land flipping expertise, but also for the house flipping deals we have done. So after said that, let's get started with the actual course. So what you will learn today is, number one, you will learn how to find local rehabbers and house flippers. And mainly it's going to be very, very simple. We're going to keep it very, very, very simple and easy, because really in the housing world, finding rehabbers and house flippers that you can sell your deals to is really not difficult. It's one of the easiest things you can ever do. So therefore, we're going to keep it very simple on that end. But at the same time, we're going to give you the details that you need to be able to succeed. So also, we want to look at the different kinds of buyers. And one of them, as I said, is the local rehabbers, house flippers. Another ones are buy and hold investors. The third one is established wholesalers that already do deals perhaps in multiple markets, an entire regional area, and so on. And then the fourth one is we can also sometimes do deals with, or if we decide to keep the deal ourselves, with hard money lenders. And then we're going to talk about some networking events that you can use to find these above mentioned individuals or companies. And then also we're going to quickly talk about what's important when presenting the deal. So starting out in module number one is Wholesaling Houses, how to find and work with cash buyers. We're going to first look at local rehabbers and house flippers. So here's the thing. Who are they again? It's a little repetition. These are the people that purchase a house that needs to be repaired and needs to be fixed up. After the after the property is market ready, it is sold at or close to market value. So these are the guys that come in and make that the ugliest part of the house, or the ugliest house in the neighborhood, into the prettiest house in the neighborhood, the prettiest house on the block. And for that, they need to be compensated. So they are only interested. So again, they're a big benefit for the neighborhood. They will take the ugly house and bring it to the and turn it into the gem. They will ultimately raise the values in the neighborhood. So really, the neighborhood should embrace them. They don't always do that, but they should embrace them, because ultimately they bring prices up. Now they can recognize a diamond in the rough. They can see through all the junk and the broken windows and the cockroaches and all this kind of stuff. And they're really, really good guys. Now, how do you find them? Very simply, you find them. You can look at you can run an ad seeking fixer-uppers, or they run ads actually seeking fixer-uppers, and you can answer their ads and say like, hey, listen, I got this deal here, and I think the after repair value is 200. I think it needs 30 grand to repair, and I can get it to you for 135. And they're probably going to jump on that, because in that process now they have $35,000 in them for them that they can make a profit on, which is kind of like the minimum that they would want to make on a deal like that. But at the same time, you'll probably find somebody to jump on that already. Also, a great place to go is local RIAs. RIA stands for, again, just local real estate investment associations, real estate investing clubs. They're just the best of the best in those kind of things, because if you go to a RIA and there's 100 people, chances are 70 of them have never done a deal. But 30 of them have done a deal, and 10 of them are doing a lot of deals, and either rehabbers or wholesalers, or know a lot of rehabbers or wholesalers that you could possibly co-wholesale the deal with. They can put you together with somebody. Now, the unspoken rule in real estate investing is that whoever touches the deal and helps you get it sold is going to want a piece of it. Now, make peace with that, and that's okay, right? It's a deal where there's a lot of people that want to make a buck here and there. And if they help you, put you together with somebody that gets the deal done, in many cases, they will ask for a part of the deal. Now, again, you want to be careful on that end, but you also want to be, I've heard about cases where this goes into the extreme, where somebody tells you about a way that you could find a seller, find a buyer in this case, And just because they told you a piece of information, they're already going to want to get paid. And obviously that goes beyond the limits. So for example, if you go somewhere and they tell you that if you attend the XYZ meeting, you might find a buyer there, that's not a reason to pay them a commission or pay them a piece of the deal already. Because you still had to go there, you still had to present your stuff, you still had to find the proper buyer there, and therefore you did all the work. They just gave you a little hint on where to go. Like, it's as if I say, because you watched this course, you now have to give me a part of every deal. That would be ridiculous. So, but at the same time, if that person says, go to that meeting and speak to Tom, Tom is a great rehabber, and he's going to be able to take your deal, that might be now a reason to actually pay the guy something. And for sure, if the guy says, and you know what, I'm going to call Tom ahead of time, tell him you're coming so you guys can meet, in which case, this is for sure now a situation where you want to give that guy a little bit something for that deal. Now, my personal preference on that is always be upfront. And you say like, great, awesome. Now, if I do the deal with them, is there something you will want to have out of the deal? And they might say, yeah, absolutely, sure. I mean, thank you for bringing this up. I want to have 25%. They might say, I want to have 50%, to which you say, you know what, 50% is way too much because I'm literally just going to go, I'm going to give this other guy probably 50%. There's nothing left for me. But if they say like, hey, give me a little referral thing, give me like 5-10% of what you make, then that's usually very reasonable and it's absolutely okay to do that. And again, in local REIAs, you find a lot of people. Also, you can find some rehabbers to realtors, but make sure you talk to the right realtors. 80% of the realtors don't have a clue about what's going on in the investment world. And the other 20%, again, they have heard about it. And there's perhaps 1 or 2% that actually know and work with a bunch of realtors. So if you happen to see a property that is being rehabbed and there's a realtor sign up there, that's the realtor you want to call, because that realtor probably just doesn't work with this real estate investor. He works with multiple other real estate investors in the middle too, and in the process too. So you can go to all kinds of different, that's another way you can find it. So again, go to the deal first in this case, and through the deal, you'll find the realtor. All right, so then the next part is Craigslist. I mean, Craigslist, again, rehabbers list their properties on Craigslist. They're listed on the MLS. Not all of them listed on the MLS. Some of them listed for sale by owner because they don't want to pay the commission. But definitely, if you have access to the MLS, if you have access to Craigslist, go. I mean, everyone has access to Craigslist, but if you have access to like the MLS or services, other services, then go on there and check it out and see if anything is being said like being branded as completely remodeled, brand new kind of thing. That's probably a rehabber. So you can go contact them that way. Also, general contracts may also be rehabbers. Some general contractors, particularly if they don't have very good marketing skills themselves, they might have, or they might come across a deal where somebody says, I want this thing rehabbed. They give them a quote, and they're like, oh, that's too expensive. It's like, well, I can buy the house from you. Now they end up buying it, they end up rehabbing it, and end up selling it themselves. That also sometimes happens. But the biggest one here is very clearly the local REIA is the biggest one. So again, what are these rehabbers looking for? Very simply, they're looking for enough meat on the bone for them to cover their repairs and make a substantial profit. So let's look at a quick example. If a property is worth $200,000 and it needs even just $10,000 or $15,000 in repairs, you don't want to sell that property for $20,000 below market or below after repair value. You want to sell this property for $180,000 because the rehabber is going to put in $15,000. Then he's going to have to pay a realtor, and at the end, he's going to make exactly nothing. As a matter of fact, after closing costs, he might have to actually add out of his own pocket. Now, the rehabber is looking for a deal like that. Even if it's a light rehab, just like some cosmetic stuff, he's going to look to at least make $20,000 in profits. And if it's a severe rehab, if it's a big rehab, he's going to look for more than that. Because for him, he has to pay probably somebody in charge to supervise the rehab. he has what's called an acquisition manager, somebody that you're going to talk to, that's going to take the deal in, that's going to get a commission based on that deal. Then he's going to have a crew that goes in and repairs that stuff. He's going to have basically somebody who coordinates the crew if he has multiple crews. He's going to have on this, he might have hard money cost because he has to actually lend money, borrow money, I mean, to actually repair that thing, and then he has to go turn around and list it, and then still have his carrying cost, the interest that he has to pay, perhaps a hard money lender for a while, and then after it's all said and done, he lists it usually with a realtor. The realtor sell it. There's additional closing costs, and even if he's making on paper a $30,000 profit, he often doesn't walk away with more than probably $10,000 to $15,000 from that profit. So you need to leave enough on the plate for the realtor, right? So the realtor's looking also for popular floor plans. He doesn't want to have the oddball property out there, even though sometimes the oddball property could be made into a gem by a good rehabber because he can change the configuration of it, break down some walls, and so on and so forth. All right, so that's what I want to talk about, the rehabbers. Again, there's easy to find at the RIAs. You just need to open your mouth. You need to speak to people. You need to tell people what you're looking for. And you will be surprised how fast you are being handed off to some rehabber or introduced to some rehabbers. You get their information. And the good news is that if you have the right property at the right price, if you have a standard home, they're looking for really the kind of like the regular kind of homes. That's why in the slide prior it says popular floor plans. They're often looking at like the regular 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 4-bedroom, 2-bath that fits the neighborhood, that is a popular kind of property. And when you find that at the right price, you only need 5, perhaps 10 good rehabbers on your hand, and they will take any property that you can find. I mean, I got a few rehabbers. As a matter of fact, in my land area, I have a huge buyers list. I have a buyers list of 30,000 people. In the house area, I don't. Yet, if I need to sell a property, I can sell a property fairly quickly because of the relationships that I have in the market with really established rehabbers. If I come into a market at a certain price, even if I don't have somebody in that operates that neighborhood, I do the exact same steps that you do. I either call the rehabbers I already know, I go to the local RIA, I go do the exact same steps that I just mentioned about. Are you looking to invest in real estate? Then click on the link right now here and come to the other side where there's literally dozens of trainers waiting for you with top-notch real estate, online marketing, and financial education training. Plus you can set up a free demo account and get 4 courses right away without any credit card necessary. Click on the link right now.